Are the roads in the area where you live busy? No, not really. Since I'm not living in the city center and I live quite far away from some of the commercial areas around, and they're not the main roads, so the traffic is not that busy, which is a good thing. Makes it convenient for me to travel around efficiently. And the next question is, how do people cross the road in the city where you live? Well, by the traffic rules, of course, I would say, red light stop, and when it turns green, make sure to use the crosswalk. I guess it's a way to guarantee the efficiency as well as the safety of both the pedestrians and the drivers. And very few people actually break the rules to cross the road in my city. Even though when there's no car on the road, as long as the red light's on, people would just stop and wait. It won't take long. So the next question is, how is the condition of the roads in your city? I think it has been greatly improved in recent years. You see, there used to be quite a lot of potholes and cracks on the road, even on the highways. In recent years, a lot of roads are rebuilt and renovated. So I guess the road conditions becomes better than before. So the last question is, do you think the roads in your city need improvement? Hopefully there will be further improvement in the future, but as I've mentioned, it has become much better than before. Usually the road is 2 ways, 4 lanes each, making it like 8 lanes in total. I guess that's enough to hold all the vehicles and cars on the road. But the quality needs to be improved. You see, sometimes some people, they cut corners in order to save the cost, and some of the roads are really jerry-built. So I think it's important to make sure it's of high quality when it's first built, so there's no need to be reconstructed, which also costs quite a lot.
Are the roads and streets in the area where you live busy? Yes, for sure. The roads around my place in Bao'an district is pretty busy. I guess that's mainly because it's pretty close to the government. So there's always a lot of traffic running through here. Whether it's people commuting to work or heading towards the ferry wheels, which is a landmark around here. 2. How do people cross the road in the area where you live? Well, normally people in my city cross the road using crosswalks and traffic lights, especially at busy intersections. They tend to wait for the traffic signals before crossing. But I have to admit that there are still some cases that groups of pedestrians crossing together when there is a break in traffic. 3. How is the condition of roads in your city? Well, the roads in my city vary in condition. I mean, in some districts, especially the central area, the roads are well maintained with smooth surface. But in some residential areas or in the rural areas, it's easy to see some rough pavement and potholes, especially after heavy rain. 4. Do you think the roads in your city need improvement? Well, I think there's definitely room for improvement. So of course, they do need some repairs and upgrades, especially in residential neighborhoods where it's easy to see roads get bumpy. So I think if the government can do more things to improve the road condition, it's safer for everyone.
Yes, the roads where I live are pretty busy, especially during rush hours. And there's always a lot of traffic, particularly in the mornings and evenings when people are commuting to and from work. It's a bit chaotic at times, but I guess it's pretty normal for a big city. That's kind of a weird question, but I guess most people in my city, they cross the road using pedestrian crossings or traffic lights. Oh, there are also overpasses and underpasses in some busy areas. And yeah, I've also noticed that in some less crowded spots, some people just tend to like dash across the roads when they see a gap in traffic, which I don't think is always safe. The roads in my city are a bit of a mix. You know, in the city center, they're usually well maintained and smooth. But in some older neighborhoods, you find potholes and uneven surfaces, which can be frustrating, especially when you're driving or riding a bike. Definitely, I think there's always room for improvement. Well, some roads are in decent shape. Others, especially in some residential areas, need better maintenance. I think fixing potholes or improving traffic flow would make a huge difference in reducing congestion and making driving safer.
Are roads in the area where you live busy? Actually, yes. I'm currently living in the capital city of Hunan province, which is quite densely populated. So the roads can get kind of congested, especially during peak hours. But at other times, the roads are not too bad. How do people cross the road in the city where you live? I mean, people are very different. I would say most people are used to using the pedestrian crosswalks and wait for the traffic lights to turn green. But some people might be less careful and jaywalk, which is really dangerous. The condition of the roads in your city. I would say the roads in my city are in a very mixed condition. I mean, some of the main roads are well maintained and smooth, which makes the driving and walking experience very pleasant. But for some old parts of the city, the roads definitely need repair because there are a lot of potholes and some outdated signage. Do you think the roads in your city need improvement? I mean, I don't actually think the roads in my city need a huge renovation, but for some old roads, I would suggest we should fix the potholes since it provides a more smooth and safer driving experience.